Hey guys, welcome to Rogue Vault, and this is a new tutorial, and this is about Python. So I have got a lot of comments and feedbacks from people around the world stating that when they are installing or then they are configuring application services or on the Kali Linux, they always face this Python and PIP issue. So I thought I'll just quickly make a video on how to install latest version of Python on Kali Linux, and also assist you guys in understanding how to install pip. This is a very simple process, as you know, like execution of command, just that you guys need to know exactly what needs to be executed. So let's quickly get on to the video. I'll log into my Linux box, and first thing is open the command prompt. In the command prompt, I'm going to check what is the current Python version of my Kali Linux which is installed. So to know that, you just need to type the command Python. Right, so this is one command by which you know that what is the version of Python you're using. So I'm using Python 2.7.17, default October 2019. It's very much outdated. So I need to upgrade the Python. So this is one way. Another way to do the same is Python-v. So you can see here that the current version of Python is 2.7.1. This is also another way by which you can check the version of Python installed on the machine. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to note down this version of Python. So I'll execute the command Python-v, and I'll bring this terminal to a smaller version. I'll keep it aside so that we exactly know what version we were using before we did an upgrade. So the second stage of updating Python is, there are two ways by which you can get the Python upgrade. So one way by which you can do that is apt-get -y upgrade. So this is the complete Kali Linux distribution upgrade. But then the problem is sometimes you get the Python update, sometimes you don't. I just did run an upgrade of my complete repository and the Kali rolling, but then I definitely didn't get an upgrade from this process. So I thought I'll go by the traditional way or the manual way by which we can install Python. That is by visiting the website of Python. So for that, let me open my web browser, and open a new terminal. Alright, so I will definitely give the web address in the description of this video. Please do go through the video description to also find the procedures by which this upgrade is done. So the website address is www.python.org. So you just need to navigate to Python website, and you can actually see what is the latest version of Python available. So you can see this is now 3.7.7 is now available. This is from the latest news. And so what we will do is we will also install the same this is on 10.3, that is from the March. So 3.7.7 is the latest version of Python available. So this is one reliable version, or if you want, you can just scroll up and on the downloads you can see Python source, which is 3.8.2, which is not the OS you are looking for. Python can be used on many operating systems, so including your Linux. So we can go for this as well, the latest version. So I'll go with the latest version, which is 3.8.2, I'll save this to my Kali Linux. Right, the download is completed. So once the download is completed, try and open it from the source location. So all you can see now here is, let me quickly move to trash. So this is the Python version. So you can just right click on this and extract it for a very quicker extract. So I'll extract it here. So the extraction happens. Yeah, it's done. So you can actually see the Python 3.8.2 folder which is available. So what I will do is I'll open a terminal inside this folder so that I don't have to navigate all the way to the downloads folder and the Python. So you can actually see I directly landed up in the folder. In case it is for you to do it from the beginning and you don't want to do this way, you can also go to CD downloads, then hit ls. You'll have the files over here. Let me clear this because I had this open before. I'll open a terminal. CD. Right, so there you go. So you have Python 3.8. This is the folder and this is the file. So I'll open the folder, CD, P and tab. So I got inside the folder and hit ls. You will actually see the files. Or you can do this way, where you can just right click on the folder, inside the folder, and open a new terminal over there. So now that we got it downloaded, it's time for us to install the Python. So installation is a 3-stage process. So let's do one by one. So the first phase of the installation is always healthy if you go for update, apt get update, so that you have all the latest version or update in your Kali box. So this is a healthy way. So you start with apt get update, then once this process is done, you can go ahead and install Python. So I'm just stopping this so that I have already done this several times on my Linux box. So now what you need to do is we need to run the config file. So this is the file which we are going to run first. So ./configure. So this is the configure file. Hit enter. So the first stage is second stage is to configure. So it quickly happens sometimes. At times it takes a while. So you need to have a little patience when we are doing all this. So the meanwhile it is configuring. The second process over here is that once the configuration process is done, we have to run the make command. So as you can see here, the configuration part is done. Then you have to do a make. So that is type make, hit enter. Yes, it does take a lot of time when you're running this make command, and sometimes it's quicker depending on your system and the processing speed and how fast or updated your repositories are. So based on that, it happens pretty quick. So what I'll quickly do is I'll just do a simple pause, and I'll resume the video once the process is completely done, because it is going to take a while. So we executed make command, so it is done. See, for those who don't know what exactly is the make command used for, the make command is used for compiling the program, any given program on the Unix flavor or Unix platform, maybe Kali or any flavor. So we use the make command to compile a program. So after compiling the program, what we need to do is to install the program. So installing is nothing but building the dependency of the program. Like how example is when you're installing an application like MS Office, it builds its own libraries, attaches itself with the DLL files example. So the same way, when you're done with compiling the program, the compilation sees what needs to be unpacked and what needs to be set up, and post that, building process is nothing but creating dependencies and compatibilities and checking the given application extracts itself to the right places. So now we have done a compilation by make command. Post that, we need to do a installation, which is make install. Right, all you need to do is make install. I'll clear the screen and I'll do it here, make install. So once this is done, it quickly runs through the installation process. It's just like how Windows we install by different options and methods. Here we are installing the same compiled program onto the Kali Linux. So the installation is done, so you can actually see the installation collection package, setup pip, successfully installed pip 19. So you can see this pip is installed, but still we will try and get a heads up on that as well. So I'll clear the screen as the Python installation is done. So I probably don't need to be inside this folder anymore. I'll get out of this folder. So now let's go back to the first terminal, which I have kept it aside to check the Python version. So probably, I hope it is updated by now. If it is not updated, don't worry. If it shows that it's still in the same version, all you need to do is close the terminal and open a new terminal, because this is an issue with the refresh of anything which is done. So to avoid that confusion, you can open a new terminal, type python -v, and alright, so the next process is before we check for the update, we need to quickly do something else as well. So the problem here is, let me clear the screen. So when I by default go by Python version, right, I by default get 2.7.17, so which is very much known. But at the same time, when I go with Python -b just generic, I get the same version. But then if you want to check whether the latest version, which is 3.8, is installed, all you need to do is you have to type python 3.8 -v. So you can see here Python 3.8.2 is also installed on your machine. So what you can do now is that type Python 3.8. So here you get the default one, which is updated on March 22nd, Linux and all those things. And now just to simply check whether this 3.8.2 is working on our machine, let's run a small command or print some application. So I'll use print, then followed by hello rogue vault. So let's see whether it's printing this. So you can see now that on the Python 3.8.2 I'm able to run my own print my own application, or the output. So there's a small spelling mistake, so just I'm sorry. So I tried hello rogue vault, so it's printing. So 3.8.2 Python version is now installed on this machine. So that is the first thing which I want to bring in, because a lot of people have complained that they have problem with the Python and also pip. So the next one which we will check with the solution is pip. So I'll exit everything. Now let's go back to pip. So by default, when you're installing 3.8.2 Python version, pip gets installed automatically. if in case you want to do it manually by yourself, you can use this method. So to install the pip, apt get install -y, then Python 3.8 -pip. So it was not Python 3.8, it was just 3, because shouldn't mention 3.8. So the full version is just the version 3. So it might take quite some time for getting this pip configured. So as you can see here, it's quickly bringing in and unpacking Python 3 pip package. See, when we install Python 3, already the pip was also installed, but this is just to make you guys understand that if you really have pip problem and pip command not found, so you can install pip separately and you can install Python separately. So both that, how to do installation of Python as well as pip, is what you guys saw now. So once the pip is installed, so that actually comes to a conclusion on our Python and pip installation tutorial. So after this you can actually conclude this, or if you want once this pip is done, you can open a new terminal, and also you can type in the command apt get install build. So this is like build all the essential dev and libraries and and Python dev. So you can run this command as well if you guys really want to, which actually is a healthy process as well, but then it is not that necessary until unless you face any issues or error in your existing installation. But then I could actually I did this actually as a precautionary measure. So to conclude with the healthy process is that first you do an apt get update and or also upgrade. So why upgrade is sometimes you will definitely get the Python 3 automatically rolled out. If not it rolled out, you can go for a manual way, which I have shown you. First download the package, then install the Python, then make that is the compiling, and then make install is to install the application Python. Then you can also check version of the Python by the command python 3 -v, and other than that you can install pip, and finally you can just do a flush of all the essential libraries and builds. So this actually concludes the complete Python tutorial, and I hope this was pretty much informative. So in case if you find any error related to Python and pip, you know how to sort it now. And still, in case if you're not able to fix, or if you're not able to find out any issues, if you're not able to solve any issues and you really are stuck up, you can definitely leave a comment below. I'll definitely be answering your questions. I'll try to figure out and give you a solution for this issue. So I hope this video was informative, and thanks for staying tuned, and we'll see you in the next tutorial. This is Rogue World signing off. See you, keep learning.